Let's do an unhelpful and very long plot overview. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna try to keep it brief. Alright, so today we're discussing Lout of a Count's family. So we have Kim Rok-soo, who wakes up as Lord Kale Henatus after falling asleep as he read the novel, Birth of a Hero. According to the novel, Kale is a minor villain in the novel who angers and is then beaten to a pulp by the protagonist Choi Han after making terrible remarks about, the late village. In this novel, Choi Han then goes on to deal with and overcome various challenges and villains alongside his allies to save both the eastern and western continents. Rok-soo, who is now and will be referred to as Kale, plans to change his fate by leaving a better first impression on Choi Han before living a slacker life uninvolved in the future plot. Let's see how that goes. The first thing he does is utilize his knowledge of the world so he can plan to earn various ancient powers that will help to protect him from future wars and events. Kale has a much better first encounter with an injured Choi Han and brings him back to the Henatus estate where he introduces him to his future allies. Ron, which is Kale's personal butler / former head of an assassin family, and Vikros, Ron's son and a chef / torture expert, because those things go hand in hand. Now, Kale believes that they will connect as they did in the novel, however. I forgot to include, it's supposed to have a subtitle that says strong and dangerous person. So he first collects the unbreakable shield, passing the test for power with numerous bags of bread, and ends up adopting 2 small kittens. One with silver fur and the other red, that bear striking resemblance with 2 children he often encountered. Turns out these kids are cat beastmen from the Mist Cat tribe. During the process of attaining the shield, Kale is tasked by his father to represent them, Count, at an event hosted by the royal family. Now, although reluctant, he only agrees so that he could deal with some future catastrophes, including a terrorist attack at the royal event, and claim another ancient power along the way. After sharing a final breakfast with his family before he leaves, Kale, Choi Han, Hong, On, Ron, Vikros, and Vice Captain Hillsman, Hans, and other guards sent by the Countess who are not seen because I couldn't fit them on screen, head towards the capital in their carriage that is facing the wrong direction, don't mind. The group first stops in a neighboring Viscount's territory. Now, a Viscount is below the Count, where they have their first encounter with Benny and Stan, who is the second son of a Marquise who is above the Count, whom Kale plans to free the dragon that is currently being tortured under the guise of taming it. After Kale uses his wits to avoid unnecessary potential noble society issues in their encounter, his party heads to an inn where he has them all drink the night away. Now, while this is happening, Kale, Choi Han, and the kittens head to the baby dragon's prison and manage to free it, using tools loaned from below. After ensuring the baby dragon is properly healed, Kale has everyone head back, believing the dragon will now head off to live on its own. Although his entourage is mildly suspected of the incident, they manage to leave unscathed, and the group, plus the devoted and invisible food gatherer, continues towards Perthel, the city of stone towers and the location of the next ancient power, the energy of the heart. Now, Kale takes Choi Han and 2 unexpected followers to the location of the trial for the energy of the heart, which he passes using the unbreakable shield and strengthens it with his new power. After adopting the baby dragon, Kale tasks the kittens to secretly deliver a letter to Taylor Stan, Benion's better in every way older brother, and his best friend, priestess of the death god Cage, detailing exactly what they're looking for: hope, and the Crown Prince Alberu Crossman's ancient power, the Star of Healing. Now, their business in Perthel complete, the group splits off. Choi Han sets off to collect Rosalind and Lark, while Kale and the rest of their group, now including an adorable baby dragon, continue towards the capital. They encounter Taylor Stan's group along the way, albeit reluctantly on Kale's part. Together, they continue towards the capital. Now, as they got closer, Kale helps Taylor and Cage with both funds and a plan to enter the capital, with the benefit of his prior knowledge and strategic thinking. Wow, I was wordy when I wrote this. After successfully smuggling the 2 past the front gate of the city Wiz, he sends them off and plans to relax before he has to deal with the upcoming incident, but only for Kale to find Choi Han at the door with Rosalind and Lark dealing with his first berserk mode, a year earlier than the novel. After Kale informs them of Lark's situation and how to deal with this, it takes Choi-han and Rosalind hours, but Lark is eventually successful in overcoming his first transformation during the period, which Kale uses as a teaching moment for all 3 kids. Kale figures out that some things have changed from the novel, and now there are 10 more Blue Wolf Tribe children to take care of. Now, Kale takes Choi-han to the Temple of Death to make a vow of truth in order to maintain his trust in Kale, because, making a pinky promise is probably the least he can do. Now that trust has been established, Kale informs Choi-han and the baby dragon about the magic bombs that will attack the event and tasks the 2 of them to find their locations, including the ones distributed to unknowing citizens. At the royal event, Kale is saved by Eric, Amir, and Gilbert from an annoying fly and manages to shake off Benion's suspicion of his involvement in the theft once more. I did not illustrate Benion because I felt like having his face in my PowerPoint once was enough. Now, Kale, along with his group, greet the Crown Prince Alberu and unknowingly learn some of his secrets thanks to a very curious and chatty baby dragon. Now, Choi-han reports to Kale that they were only able to find 4 magic bombs and is joined by the 2 kittens to monitor the locations. Choi-han, Rosalind, Lark, An, Hong, and the baby dragon all head off to dismantle the 4 bombs around the plaza. At the palace, the baby dragon reports that everything is proceeding as scheduled, and Kale is greeted by a now completely healed and standing on his own 2 feet Taylor Sten. As Kale, Amir, Taylor, and Annoying Fly share a carriage to the plaza, the novel ends.